This video is sponsored by Parade, but more on that later. Hi everyone! Today, we're going to jump back into some silly, but also not silly at all, Hollywood sort of drama, and we're diving into the ins and outs of the Bhad Bhabie and Alabama Barker beef. Before we get into that, link, source, and way to support the channel all down below, including the sponsor to today's video, Parade, who is at this point a bestie of the channel, who I adore so dearly. As well, thank you to my current members and patrons, who I also appreciate dearly. Names on the screen. Parts of the video also: part 1, who are Bhad Bhabie and Alabama Barker; part 2, side characters and framing; part 3, timeline of the feud. Clearly, as you can probably hear, I am getting over being sick as an MF for the last week. I also want to add here, because for some reason this has to be said, because not enough people were told to mind their P's and Q's growing up. I have chronic asthma. Now, before we get into the but it's fat, I've had chronic asthma for going on 21 years. And it wasn't that noticeable before when I had the worst mic, but this mic, you can kind of hear that like my breathing isn't great. We're going to make a new rule on the channel: stop commenting about it. Because it annoys me so bad that people cannot consider that I might be aware of something. And I know that sounds kind of mean and a weird way to start, but because it's going to sound worse in this video because my I'm a little phlegmy still. So I also want to mention that Miss Noor made the research doc for this video, link to the description. Obvi, shout out to them for real. We're relying very heavily on their timeline section because for this video in particular, because I am a little bit too employed for this one. I also want to say that in this, there is a teaser for another diss track from Miss Bhad Bhabie. So what I'm probably going to do is, in editing, I'm going to voice over, read the lyrics of it or something like that, because it's not quite out yet, but I wanted to film at least a majority of this video when I have makeup on. Now, is the makeup 11 hours old? Yes, but we're going to ignore that. Before we fully get into the video, let's thank today's sponsor, Parade. So for those of you who don't know, but if you've watched multiple of my videos at this point, you probably know Parade is a woman-owned apparel brand, most known for their bralettes and underwear, but they also have lots of other really wonderful apparel pieces. Please let me know if you want me to do a sponsorship like this where I specifically go over like the apparel that I like, because I really particularly like their pajamas and the bodysuits I also quite enjoy. I'm looking at this drama that's going on, and I know this is so strange to integrate the sponsor to the concept of the video, but I don't know. I have a writing degree or something, maybe that. When I was blasted back to a simpler time of 2016, which I had the great joy of being 15 for half the year, 16 for the other half of the year, I remembered this one bralette that I owned, because in 2016 it was really popular to have kind of wearing bralettes as tops, but they always had like the boxer band on the bottom and then like the wide straps, and they were really soft. I had a bralette like that, and then it got stolen as a lot of my things in my late teens were, and I have been genuinely trying to replace this one particular one that I had for years, and for some reason I didn't think this would be as difficult of a task that it is, but I do want to say happily, and this task of looking for a new one of these bralettes had nothing to do with Parade at all, by the way. I have finally found the replacement. To be honest, when I saw this on the listing, I wasn't expecting anything super special, because it's just a very simple looking like sports bra situation. So this is the Replace New Scoop Bralette Ultra Soft in Crown Blue. I picked it up because I thought the color was just gorge. It doesn't look that special, but then when you go like this is where we really get into the magic. So my other bralette that I was talking about did not have adjustable straps. So for one, we're already winning the game here. These are adjustable straps. They're also quite wide, right? Because normally a standard bra strap's about 2/3 of this width. You've got a really nice breathable mesh panel on the side, and then I got XL plus, so you get the really thick band with a lot of adjustment on it. So that's been really, really wonderful too, because also if I like change any sizes or anything like that, I can kind of work with it a bit longer than if there's no adjustment on it at all and I'm just kind of cooked when it's done. So I genuinely ordered this just because I liked the color. As you can see, unrelated here, like this is, I didn't buy this in this order even. These are the replay briefs, I believe, in the same color. So I just have a really cute set now. I also have, I believe, the thong in that same color as well. I just really like that shade of blue, even though I'm a green girl, as I say, wearing a green shirt. So if you would like one of these items, or the apparel items I was talking about, or anything like that, anything else I've talked about before, the scoop bralette, the triangle bralette I really like too, anything like that, you can use my code MikaS30 for 30% off. This just excludes clearance or other promotions. Thank you so much, Parade, for sponsoring this video, and let's get right back into it. Part 1, who are Bhad Bhabie and Alabama Barker? So most of you who clicked on this video, I would imagine, know who Bhad Bhabie is. And, oh, by the way, this is just a water enhancer and vitamin C mixed in because I'm trying to really make sure I don't get sick ever again for the rest of my life. If you clicked on this video, I imagine you know who Bhad Bhabie is, but let's get a refresher if you don't know. Danielle Bregoli, or Bhad Bhabie, was on Dr. Phil on an episode that aired September 14th, 2016. I hate to say this because I feel like Dr. Phil is low-key, high-key, extremely exploitative and has had such a profoundly negative impact on so many people's lives. But I forgot how absolutely mind-boggling the framing of this episode was. Holy moly. So the episode opens with Danielle Grand Theft Autoing, not the game kind, the real kind, one of the crew members' cars. She just stole her car. And then there's a clip of Barbara Ann, Danielle's mom, fighting her child in a clip that she presumably submitted to Dr. Phil, because that's where the bar is, I fear. Then, as well, you get obviously the bar that started it all, which is the Cash Me Outside, How About That bar, which I'm rolling my eyes at because, again, I was in high school. I was in my, I guess what Americans would call senior year of high school at this time. So I got a lot of the memes. It blew up on the internet like nobody's ever seen. And there was, well, not, you've seen it, but you know what I mean. It was huge. Anyway, and then there was a song that was made that also kind of really picked up its relevance. I was in grade 11, which in Quebec is the last year of high school. So I remember vividly playing that song at one of my last high school dances. The bizarre string of events then resulted into her fame, and in turn resulted in Danielle being signed with an agent and getting a record deal. This record deal was under the name Bhad Bhabie, Bhadbhabie. This was expected to be an absolute disaster. I remember it being a mockery of literally everyone. Nobody stopped talking about how stupid they thought it was. This was expected to be similar to kind of like influencer diss tracks that were really big at the time. Think It's Everyday Sis, maybe, with Alyssa Violet and Rice Gum. Think, obviously, It's Everyday Bro with Jake Paul. That one that Logan made. Yeah, yeet, little brother Jakey trying to roast me. What? Little... Anyway, that one. Yeah, you got your acapella version from Mika's Rhetoric today, so you're welcome for that. But anyway, then Bhad Bhabie drops These Hoes. Also spelt wrong. Problem is I spelt it right in my notes, so I'll write it on screen. Which was not as bad as people thought it would be. Still got somewhat lukewarm of a response, but was very, very popular. Then you got the mixtape 15 that included High Bish that she put out, which received a better response. But we were truly waiting for Danielle Bregoli's magnum opus, Gucci Flip-Flops. It's a big watch, diamonds dripping off of the clock. Pull the 6 out, wintertime, dropping the top. Yeah, I know the words to Gucci Flip-Flops because I was 17 when Gucci Flip-Flops came out. Okay, let me live. 17 or 18, something like that. I can't remember. This went so crazy, and Gucci Flip-Flops became a guilty pleasure of so many people. Danielle Bregoli also did a show with Snapchat, fought Whoa Vicky with 11-year-old Lil Tay for some reason in the background. Lil Tay comes in with this as well. As of like an hour ago when I was at the grocery store, I was doom scrolling Twitter in the line because I've fried my attention span many eons ago. And Lil Tay's been doing a ton of these little expose videos on different people. I couldn't really listen to them because I was in the grocery store line. Let me know. I'll see how that picks up and I might make a video on it. Let me know though, because I made a video on Lil Tay before and it had like 0 response. So also, for some reason, Danielle Bregoli was filmed throwing a drink at Iggy Azalea, who also had a kind of iconic bar about shoes. Because y'all don't know the half. This get real. Valley girls giving jobs for Louboutins. What you call that? Head over heels. Huh. And then also, Danielle Bregoli started OnlyFans days after she was 18 and made millions of dollars in a day. Which, as Paige Chrissy pointed out, which I watched her video because I was deep into the works on this one, and then she put out her video, and I was like, oh no. So I actually DM'd her on Twitter. She didn't answer me. And I was like, sorry, queen. I promise I was doing this already because I had a sponsor on it too. I was like, eh. But she mentioned in her video that, like, because OnlyFans had made her so much money so quickly, there was kind of no reason to bother with the rap career in the same way. And the shift away from music became quite prominent because to this day, still the only album is 15. Mind you, Danielle has made a lot of songs, collaborations, and features with other rap artists as well. Unfortunately, in recent past, fell ill to leukemia and fortunately became a mother. Now, when we move on to Alabama Barker, crickets. Alabama Barker is an internet personality. That's kind of all I've gotten. An influencer and nepo baby. Notably the daughter of Blink-182's drummer Travis Barker, which makes her the stepdaughter of Khloe Kardashian. While I was scripting, I watched Paige's video, as I mentioned, because the reason why I clicked on it while I was scripting, usually I wait until after I'm done, is because I was like, did she find something on Alabama Barker that I didn't, maybe? Or Nor didn't? Because neither of us had much on Alabama Barker, and I was like, this is kind of weird. No, she just hasn't done anything, it seems. Like, Paige had brought up, like, that she had piano credit on California by Blink-182, which I have to, unfortunately, concede to the fact that I really liked that album when I was 16. And California, the song, was the credit specifically. But Alabama Barker, nepo baby, internet personality. And just to prove my point about the whole thing, I will literally put in the clip of Paige agreeing with me that there's nothing going on with Alabama Barker.
And Alabama is just your typical nepo baby. She has no accolades, no achievements, or anything like that, besides being an internet influencer, which I believe is just simply a rite of passage of anybody who has famous relatives. She did have somewhat of a musical stint, if you want to call it that. She was credited for writing when she played the piano for Blink-182's song California, and then she released her debut single in 2017 called Our House. And it's giving very much my parents paid for me to have a music video, Rebecca Black vibes. It's Friday.
But while we get into this, let's get into part 2. I'm going to do that forever, I fear. These side characters. Now, besties, I need to be frank. I was in pure shock when I started looking into this. I saw Mr. Chief Keef Sosa's name being brought into this a lot. And I thought I was like mishearing or mixing something up. And then when I saw Nora's doc and Chief Keef's right there, bold text, or plain text, but right there, I was like, holy sweet moly. This is, in fact, the Love Sosa guy. Now, if we want to know my credentials on being this gagged, I, in our Lord's year, and I'm going to find it right now on camera, I, in our Lord's year of 2024, was the top 0.005% of Love Sosa enjoyers. Almighty So Too and Finally Rich was my rotation last year. I don't know how that happened. My top artist was still One Direction, but it was close. And I'm going to find it right now because I'm going to also put it on screen, but I just really need y'all to see how dark it is up in here. Pause to read, queens. I literally said, the duality made me scream laugh. You were in the top 99.995% of Love Sosa enjoyers. You were in the top 0.005% of listeners globally. This Love Sosa. Oh end or no end. I know I'm not the audience, by the way, okay? Let me take that too. Well, maybe I am. Because the reason why Chief Keef is even in this in the first place is that he dated Bhad Bhabie. When I say I'm not the audience, I'm like, white girl from Canada probably shouldn't be driving around in her little GTI on the way to the gym with her little girly energy drink with a silly straw in it, going singing about O Block, Chicago. Anyway, Chief Keef is a rapper who became famous for his song Love Sosa, amongst a lot of other things too. He had a lot of other big songs. My favorite Chief Keef song, if anybody asked, is Hallelujah, which he released at just 16 years old. And the opening track to Finally Rich is Love Sosa. So apparently Chief Keef dated Danielle Bregoli, and his involvement in this feud is because Danielle claims that she cheated on LV Levon / the father of the baby by talking to Chief Keef when they were no longer together. This cheating incident is what led to this whole feud in the first place. I'm going to actually draw, and I'm going to put this in later. You'll see it on screen right now, like a little map connecting everybody. Okay? So, Levon, or X Game LV, is a rapper who grew in popularity once he started dating Danielle, who they both have been sort of on and off. Danielle even accused Levon of domestic violence, but they got back together. Another person involved in this feud is named Camila Araujo, I hope, or is it Arrojo? I don't know what the J's going with that. I don't speak Spanish. And just a random kind of thing, when Spanish isn't as common in where you live, like when I see J-O, I don't think the H sound as much, because where I live, it's French, right? So that's not me saying that there's an excuse. I should have listened to it first. But regardless, Camilla is a creator on OF and is part of the Bop House. Now, I think the Bop House is slightly unethical, perhaps, because there's a lot of stuff about it that's like sus. I think there's a lot of rumors of, a 17-year-old being involved in certain circumstances. And I think the fact that they just post like gooner content on Snapchat, which is a platform that's for children, and this romanticization of sex work, like because they're also all very young, right? Like the second you turn 18, which is the case of Bhad Bhabie as well. This is a lot of bad people doing bad stuff, by the way. Like this whole drama, which is why it's kind of innocent to a certain degree, but obviously we're getting into things like DV, like it's not. Camilla's in the Bop House, and she got into beef with Alabama Barker because someone commented that Alabama Barker should join the Bop House, and this lady scoffed, and then Alabama lost it on her. There's also your moms, as in the mom's Barbara Bergoli, the one who was submitted footage of her fighting her daughter for Dr. Phil to review, and Shanna Mokler, who is Alabama Barker's mother, because of course we have middle-aged mothers in the mix. Honorable mention of Kanye West involved in this as well. I feel like I don't have to say who that is. Fun t-shirt with a certain symbolism from late 1930s Germany on it. He is involved because the diss track Miss Whitman has the carnival sample in it, which today, by the way, if I recall correctly, was number 51 on Billboard Hot 100, which is crazy. I got so encapsulated by the song, I just stopped. I cut that out, obviously, but oh my god. Anyway, because Kanye cleared the carnival sample, people were trying to involve him in the beef too. So now we got all of our characters, right? Obviously, Kanye was married to Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian's in the Kardashian house, which Danielle Bregoli claims that her Alabama stanky punani got her kicked out of. The misogyny in that song's crazy. But also, no. I wanted to say who cares? Because obviously it's like ingrained in society, and it's just, I have to be real when I say sometimes, like, talking crazy is just, like, fun to watch, Like, if you get too deep into every single thing, you can get kind of lost in a sense of apathy or misery, But this gets us to part 3, which is the timeline of the whole ordeal, okay?
I know I've gotten this complaint before when I don't read every single screenshot I put on screen. I promise, hand to whatever deity you do or do not believe in, that this is for all of our own good. I even don't bring up like 30% of what happens. So no, I will not be reading every single screenshot and everything that happens, but they are on screen and you can pause to read them. Most of the other videos that talk about this are not including all these niche side items like this, but you'll see when you watch this part and how many sections there are and how much stuff happens and how many screenshots there are, that there's just no way I'm reading all of those respectfully. This video be 3 hours long. That being said, Noor's document is linked in the description, as I mentioned before, and it has everything hyperlinked in order with everything there. So besties, that's where you can go. I'm sorry, I just don't have time for the crazy deep dive like that on something that's had so much posting for 3 months at this point. So I'm going to have to be looking really carefully, so please bear with me. December 17th into 18th of 2024, Bhad Bhabie and Alabama Barker fight on Instagram stories and TikTok. Bhad Bhabie posts an Instagram story saying that Alabama Barker stole her man, which she deleted shortly after, and posted that she's single. Alabama comments, "Ew," on the Instagram story being posted on this account called The Shade Room, which is just like TMZ type deal. Alabama shades Bhad Bhabie's boyfriend in a TikTok, calling Levon a bum, essentially. Bhad Bhabie posts screenshots of DMs between Alabama Barker and Levon. Bhad Bhabie shows the screenshots and the communication saying, "Come see me," which is, dare I say, catching someone outside. Bhad Bhabie claims that Alabama did that because Alabama Barker is, in the song too, it says it, "Miss, I'll f*** your man." And then Bhad Bhabie claims that the reason she came out is because she's tired of Alabama doing this to women, like getting involved with men who are in relationships. Alabama responds on her Instagram stories, including an image of Levon allegedly after Levon had thrown a bottle at her. Alabama says that she feels like she was deceived by Levon, claiming that he lied about who he was and that he was single. And that a lot of the communication was initiated by Levon and then the messages were deleted. And that this had been going on for almost a year. Alabama Barker, that's like a tongue twister like nobody's business. I'm really having trouble with that one. She claims that she has documented that Levon has been harassing her, using fake numbers and trying to get into contact her any means necessary, and as I mentioned, throwing the bottle at Alabama in a trip in 2023. Says that if Bhad Bhabie wants to resolve the issue, Danielle wants to resolve the issue directly, that she should be contacting her in private, not doing this on social media. And that Levon is of manipulative nature and is actually negatively affecting Danielle. Naturally, Danielle is not someone who likes listening to suggestions from other people and takes to Instagram again to talk more about the situation. Says that Alabama copies her. Says that brings up examples of other women that Alabama has allegedly done this to. December 18th, Levon starts responding to Alabama with an exclusive post on the Shade Room, which one of the posts says, "I wasn't even going to get on here out of respect for my family, but on my kids, you lying and that shit you saying fabricated. LA know how you get down. You looking bad online after you just dropped. It got you resulting in doing anything to not go out sad, but playing with someone's livelihood is crazy as hell. And if that shit you saying true, and why you reaching up until November 26th to come to your house, October 17th, what? Oh, is that supposed to be October? You did the same shit, but lying where I've been, though this year your personal gain is crazy. It's clear you've been caught with your lies. It seems like you're trying to maintain a certain image online while manipulating facts about my life. And this isn't the first time you've attempted this. You tried it for months and it didn't work then. I have all the messages and videos to back up what I'm saying. If your claims were genuine, why did you keep reaching out? Why call me when you're drunk and I don't answer? It's evident that you're not being truthful, which is why you initially took the post down. The situation bogus and unfair, and it's fucked up to see someone trying to undermine me like this. It must be a high ritual to fuck up a black man's life to finally be accepted in the family. Everyone go stream her song because that's what it's about. December 18th, 2024, Alabama posts a TikTok responding and recounting the timeline of her correspondence and encounters with Levon, which the video is now deleted, but it is posted to Reddit. But I will give a quick summary here. Alabama addressed Danielle's post on her Finsta regarding Alabama, claiming that Alabama has copied her music, that Alabama wants to be her, and that Alabama ran from her and her friend in a public setting in 2 different occasions. So what essentially had happened was Alabama was showing Bhad Bhabie screenshots from her Finsta, kind of talking about how Levon was trying to cheat on Danielle when she had cancer and going through postpartum.
and shows the exchange. Alabama shows the exchange of messages between herself and Levon, where he denies being the same person that she sent his Instagram profile to him directly, and begins recounting other incidents such as the consistent texting, the throwing the bottle in Vegas, said that Levon just kept lying that him and Danielle were not together, Alabama claims that she made it clear that she didn't want to be with him, shows text message where he had edited multiple messages, shows 2 fake numbers that Levon had messaged her from, shows messages where Danielle acknowledges the incident in Vegas with the bottle. And Alabama even claims that her and Danielle had discussed this before, and Danielle says that she believed what Alabama was telling her. On December 18th, Bhad Bhabie goes live on Instagram, where she recounts the feud between her and Alabama, begins by saying she was fighting with Levon, and then in that fight decided to call her ex, Chief Keef, to come get her. After the fighting subsides, Levon calls Danielle, and then in the background, Levon hears Chief Keef's voice. Danielle stays at Chief Keef's house, and when Chief Keef brought her back to her home the next day, Levon was packing his things. Danielle finds out that Alabama had unfollowed her on social media, and that her friend Talon informs her that something had been going on between Levon and Alabama, but whatever it was not serious. Danielle then contacts Alabama and claims that Alabama told her that they only exchanged numbers, and then Danielle learned that she was not telling the truth. A couple weeks later, Danielle sees Levon's car in Alabama's neighborhood, calls Alabama to ask if he was in her neighborhood. She initially denies, and then confirmed that he was there and they had linked up a couple times, but also said that she did not know that Levon was her boyfriend. Danielle believes that Levon is wrong, but Alabama is more so in the wrong because Alabama was supposed to be Danielle's friend, and a man will be a man. Now, this is obviously excusing some bum-ass behavior from a man that should not be excused. Men are not naturally inclined to cheat in a way that women are not. It's just, I think they're just inclined maybe with audacity in some circumstances, why you get people like Fresh and Fit that are like, I just want to be able to cheat however I want. But if a woman has a body count more than 1, like she's worthless, which is extremely bizarre and wild. So Danielle also claims that Alabama has a pattern of behavior with hitting up men, and does so specifically with men who are involved with other women. There's a lot more talking about deleting text messages, and also you can see in the live that Levon was there. December 19th, Bhad Bhabie teases new single and calls the beef a marketing strategy. Alabama specifically, by the way, is the one who calls it a marketing strategy, saying essentially that Danielle is milking the beef in order to get kind of spark back up Bhad Bhabie's rap career. On December 20th, 2024, Bhad Bhabie goes live on Levon's Instagram talking about the Mommy Mode song. It's playing in the background as well. Side tangent, now we get into the Camilla and Alabama beef. On December 26th, Camilla responds to the comment where Alabama is brought up to go into the Bop House, where Camilla refuses this because Alabama is a home wrecker. And then Alabama comments on this TikTok, and then Camilla responds with the following TikTok, which I'll put in right now.
Listen, so your application was stellar. I will say sleeping with someone's baby daddy and boyfriend and home wrecking a whole relationship really proved how much of a bop you were. But Pookie, it's just trashy. It's not giving really girl's girl. So you don't have to lie. You don't have to pretend that you don't want to be a part of the Bop House. Because, you're about to pretend to be somebody's, pretend mom. That a baby, to a baby that's not yours. So, don't lie to yourself. Merry Christmas. And instead of sleeping with people's man, let's focus on making something of yourself. Because you're just known as a Nepo baby. Ew.
Camilla responds to Alabama's comment calling her a porn star. Camilla responds, it's just back and forth, just talking about being a Nepo baby on OF and kind of a bunch of silliness. And then Alabama just goes live on TikTok and shades Camilla. Very, very silly. And then, of course, because we live in a society, Camilla brings up Kim Kardashian's sex tape and says that's your aunt. Thing is that now that they're in beef, Camilla and Alabama, Danielle Bregoli appears to be an enemy of my enemy is my friend type, and chimes in and defends. Bhad Bhabie comes in and it's so confusing, girl. There's so much going on. Bhad Bhabie comes in and defends Camilla and claims that Alabama had even sent a cease and desist letter. There's just a ton of back and forth. Camilla receives a cease and desist letter from Alabama on December 31st of 2024. And then Alabama starts to kind of spiral on TikTok on December 31st, saying that she feels that a lot of people are making her out to be a villain. Alabama also apparently was hospitalized, and then there was rumors about it, and had to clear up that she was hospitalized for nicotine withdrawal, which comes into the song that Danielle puts out, Miss Whitman, where it says you overdose on a vape, which I didn't even know was possible. On January 26th, Bhad Bhabie released another diss track called Overcooked, where there is a line where Danielle claims that Alabama was hooking up with another person and was pregnant by someone as well, which later comes out that I believe it was pregnant by Tyga. On February 28th, Camilla makes a TikTok with Overcooked as a sound. Sorry, January 29th. On January 29th, Camilla also uses it as a sound for one of her TikToks. January 29th, Danielle also confirms that Alabama hooked up with Soulja Boy, which is crazy because he's old as hell, and got pregnant by Tyga, another man who shouldn't be involved and is also old as hell.
She was not pregnant by LB. That is not what I said. LeVon never f***ed her. LB never f***ed her. She was not pregnant by LeVon. She was pregnant by Tyga. And she was f***ing on Soulja Boy. So yeah, get it right or don't get it at all, because she was not pregnant by my baby daddy. Hell no. No. She told LeVon that she was pregnant by Tyga. She was pregnant. She's got an abortion. I don't know exactly when she was pregnant. All I know is that she was pregnant.
Alabama responds in an Instagram story on January 29th. Here's a screenshot. And then Soulja Boy responds to Bhad Bhabie's claims and threatens to sue her. Tyga responds and denies the claims that Bhad Bhabie made about getting Alabama pregnant. Now they're just fighting. Barbara Bregoli responds to Soulja Boy's threats of lawsuit. It's a whole other craziness. February 3rd, Danielle Bregoli claims that her and LeVon are no longer together. Then Alabama posts and deletes an Instagram story with a screenshot of a DM that she sent to Danielle that she said that LeVon shared that Danielle had an addiction to Percocets and that he wasn't even attracted to her. This is right before Danielle and LeVon break up, by the way. But they got back together 3 days later on February 6th. Danielle then gets in a fight with her mom because she shared a video of her mom and her fighting because her mom apparently said something racist about one of Danielle's friends. Alabama on February 7th calls out Danielle for having a nanny. Then on February 7th, Alabama also releases a diss track called Cry Baby. Baby spelled Bhabie. Then on February 12th, which is where a lot of this picks up, Danielle posts TikTok after TikTok, Instagram Live, everything, exposing Alabama in every way that she can. One TikTok talking about how Danielle figured out LeVon was cheating by finding a sticker of Alabama's address in the car. Shows text messages between Alabama and LeVon. Goes off on an Instagram Live where Danielle talks about how Alabama hooks up with rappers. Claims that Alabama stole Hair by Jay, which is crazy that he's in this, away from her. Claims that Alabama doesn't write her own songs. Claims that Alabama slapped LeVon twice. Says that Alabama, if she doesn't stop talking about her, that things are going to get really ugly. Said that Alabama was pregnant. Said that Alabama had threatened to sue LeVon and Danielle. And then Danielle even kind of implies that her and LeVon are married, which is crazy. Oh my God. And then Bhad Bhabie also invites Alabama to fight her, which is crazy. There's some comments about recorded phone calls. There's more fights, invitations on Instagram Live.
That's my hairstylist. Then y'all talking about this song that she didn't write. Then she got on a bandana with the damn doobie on. Like, who told you do that? You look like a clown.
Alabama really starts responding on February 13th. Mentions that Danielle Bregoli reached out to her when she was at an addiction center and wanted to make amends. Also mentioned that Danielle told her that she was a healed person and people have hurt her. And in a text message, Danielle messaged her and Alabama said, "Are you setting me up?" Danielle wanted to bring security just to be safe. Alabama pointed out the different story than what Danielle had been saying. I've obviously skipped a lot of really niche things. It's all in the document if you would like to review it. It's just obviously there is so much going on and it just doesn't seem to stop. There's even a point where people question cancer, that if Danielle's cancer was even real. On February 14th, she provides the proof of this. The diss track starts being teased, which ultimately drops on February 25th. This is Miss Whitman. I am going to do a dramatic reading of this on voiceover, where I'm also going to discuss any updates on the new track coming out. Bhad Bhabie also teased an AI fake remix, according to Kanye West, on February 26th that had his vocals in it. They were AI, apparently. There's a bit more back and forth about Kanye's involvement. Not really much going on there. On March 1st, which was a few days ago, Levon is seen with a different woman who's not Alabama nor Danielle. Alabama Barker on March 4th also teases a new diss track, but there's a mention of Danielle Bregoli's daughter, so which Danielle Bregoli responds. Then things get really, really nuts, which is why this was kind of pushed also. Levon on March 5th got shot and hospitalized, but he was just shot in the hand, so he's okay. But all of this built up and up and up, and then the baby daddy got shot. So I'm going to add some more updates in voiceover and any final details, a little bit of a summary too, because I'm also just running out of energy really bad. I'm sorry. No, but I'm just like, there's so much happening. I want to provide more like thoughts after stepping away from it, a little bit more context. And like I said, we're going to read the song and we're going to see if there's anything more about the new song. If the new song's not out by the time I'm done editing this, I will just talk about any of the lyrics of the small snippet that is out.
Hello. So, as you can see, I have the streaming screen behind me while I am this rendition of Sad Cat that I made more accurate to my person by replacing the Coca-Cola can that he was balancing with a can of Dr. Pepper Zero, which I am drinking right now from a can glass with a silly straw with a mushroom on it. We are going to go over the lyrics of the two songs that have dropped because Danielle released the snippet of OG Crash Out and when I was filming, and then decided to drop it yesterday. I filmed 2 days ago, so I filmed March 11th. And then she decided to just put it out based on excitement from everybody or what have you. I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to read the lyrics to both of those, and then I'm just going to kind of go over my thoughts over everything, and I'm going to also go over Lil Tay's tweets about Bhad Bhabie that have been coming out recently. And that is where I'm going to kind of lay everything. And then my conclusion has me in it again, which is epic. Now, let's get into the first song, which is Miss Whitman. And I'm going to have to censor my verbal cussing because it's going to be a whole thing. Anyway. You thought I was gonna come back for more, you dumb, dirty bitch. Why this bitch obsessed with me, I just don't understand. You sucked the straight out my ass, you got the upper hand. This is referring to the infidelity. I see why you ain't got no friends. You're a miss, I'll f your man. Implicit of the previous line. Your stepmom burnt out. Why she took her sister's second hand. Travis liked Kim before Courtney, allegedly. Route, you're reaching out, you need my name for clout. That's everybody says that all the time. That stanky thought you kicked out the Kardashian house. This is the misogyny thing I was talking about earlier. You hit my DM like no more diss songs, you tapping out. I go to rehab for this flow, bitch. I'm blacking out. No, you not a model. Get that flow right back to Lotto. You ugly with no makeup for some beats, you Jacob. How many times I gotta tell these hoes I've been that bitch? My money long floor look like I printed. This is gonna sound like it's gonna be a crazy tangent for a video like this, but I remember in grad school I had a professor that was talking about his time working in Toronto, and he had a program with kids who were in like a lower income community and how they like expressed art, and a lot of them did like rapping and were really, really, really good at it. And I just think about like Danielle and the ranch and her development as a kid and kind of the traumas that had come into place and the aggression in the household and everything. And I just think about like the fact that she did find some sort of outlet, but then there's still so much that's questionable when you think about morality around it, in the sense of like how she negatively portrays aspects of like black culture, like in the sense of her co-opting it or being inappropriate with it, and in like a racist way kind of, or like she's appropriating a lot is what I'm trying to say. But it's just like, I just think about, when I think about Danielle Bregoli, like I just can't think about any, and it's been like this since I was 16 and she was 13. Like I cannot help but think about how like she was failed in like her formative years, just like so bad. And that's like where I think Dr. Phil's exploitative stuff comes from earlier, especially because she's talked about at length, like the trauma with the Turnabout Ranch. She's like called out Dr. Phil a bunch of times, like, and how like she saw a kid like pass away. It was crazy. Anyway, also, it's just sad in reflection. But anyway, that like now it's just trashy like entertainment. That got really deep with that. Anyway, let's keep reading this. Oh, man. 7 foreign cars live on the hills. My shit ain't rented. Keep my baby daddy name out your mouth, for I will smith it. It's gonna slap her. This belong all in the zoo. See, I don't understand. She on Tyga and killing babies. I seen the sonogram. God, that line was crazy. See, I've already flipped back 180 completely from before. That, regardless of everything, that line was flex like me, wanna be just like me. I got plaques on plaques on plaques like Soulja Boy teeth. Danielle accused Soulja Boy of also being with Alabama. Your hair like me, weird not me. They f***ed you back to back to back, could never be me. Ain't speaking facts, she make me laugh. I call her Marlon Wayans. Okay, I don't know who that is. I was thinking about this earlier. Oh my god. Jesus. For that to be the choice comedian, it's crazy. Them NFL boys ran a train on you, now you on the team. How this 1,000 bodies ain't old enough to drink. Jack boy from Florida, you on anything. I know about you, just with little fame, it's easy to about you. Almost overdose on a vape, ain't nobody call about you. I played a role to be your friend, to beat the smoke out you. Damn Alabama, you a tramp Alabama. Wave diss track out the window, God's plan, Alabama. Simon says, stomp your feet, move your hands, Alabama. Baby says, I'm up the street like I am, like here I am, Alabama. And then, you really dumb enough to think I tell you anything, you dumb, dirty, I ain't tell you what color socks I got on. So then we end up with OG Crash Out. This came out the other day. Obviously, I can't play these while I'm reading them and going over them, but I don't know who gassed these stuff, but something need to be said. How this thinks she ate, just another that I fed. Why you all in that man face? This also was another one. Why you all in that man face and still on his breath? Lord. Like, I think for in this circumstance, I'm just caught aback by how mean it is. Like, that's what I'm like, that's what's crazy to me. I heard there's money on V's head, but ain't nobody around here dead. Keep talking like you hot. I'll have them laying at your spot. OG crash out the drum. I blink 182 shots. So 100 blink 182 was Travis Barker blah 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 did stuff or something. I'll actually pull up because now that I'm on my computer and I can do things. Here's to you, California. Beautiful waves of suburbia. That's all I remember. I am like the only person on earth that, oh my god, my Spotify is so cringe. I literally am the only person on earth who likes this album. Anyway, Blink-182 got Travis Barker in it. Bored to Death. I remember I liked this song, this one, and this is the one that Alabama Barker was on. So, you the crybaby, you calling yay about that last diss I dropped. You keep running back to your daddy. I don't know when I last see my pops. Her dad's obviously rich. I just killed you on my third diss. My last one's still hot. All them whips you see in my last videos ain't none of the props. You scared you posted Big Mama like she with you. You weird. Miss Piggy used to be fat before the Ozempic. You're a bop 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 trying to use me for my name. So this bop apparently means like someone who hooks up with people's partners, I think. And then also obviously this is a double entendre to the bop house drama. If I crash out, Mama crash out too. We got the same DNA. You worry about baby killing this baby when that baby killing baby. So you're getting abortions. That's it. Guess you really ain't daddy, baby. I'm gonna show you how to be a lady. These feet. Oh boy. These feet, bitch. I ain't tripping if your foot out. Surround yourself with blacks, but ain't invited to the cookout, cracker. This is what I was talking about earlier with the like co-opting black culture thing. It's so girl. And the thing is like I don't want to sound like white saviorism. Is that the word? And I read feminist literature books type. I don't want to be like that. It's like, come on. Girl, you don't have to have like any, you don't have to have much foresight for that one, I think, is what I'm getting at. Like, you're not invited either, I fear. Neither am I. But I ain't backing down for like Curtis Jackson. I gave her belt to the whole world went this would happen. How you both rich and you acting ratchet, you moving backwards. How you got Atlanta accent, you ain't fooling me, you from Calabasas. This the last song you gonna make about me. Face to face, you can't do that with no makeup. AP bust all the way down, your time on Jacob. Every time you get a friend, you fucking man, that's why they break up. I think this just like Ari, who gonna say something. I don't know what Ari this is referencing because that can't be like Grande because she's like skinny. Right? Like that wouldn't be. Somebody's gonna say what it is and I'm gonna be like, of course that's what it is and I'm stupid. But anyway. You're gonna hard to get the plaque, but still can't make one. When you see me, you go, whoop, where? Who the hell said Bama do a better where? Lying about me must be something in your teeth. Where? I know that you a 304, that just means hoe, not me. Where? I swear to God, this is delusional. You know that weird. I done made myself a couple M's off OnlyFans right here. Ask Camilla, she'll tell you that this stupid weird. Why this my name in her mouth? Weird, you weird ass. We're also going to read Alabama's song because I should have done that too. I'm just reading from the first verse. Leave me alone. Couldn't believe what my eyes seen scrolling up on IG. Oh my God. Can't believe I heard a diss track that don't like me. Dog bitch doing all that barking but won't bite me. Ain't gotta lift a finger if she try to fight me. My life a movie. Daddy Spike Lee. Ew. Travis told me go and turn up like it's giving hype beast. Oh man. This is giving appropriation, but in a very different way. Like, appropriation, like, I've never really met not white people. That's a joke in Minecraft. That's fake. Smoke to me is like an exercise, so tread lightly. I was out in LV, and LV tried to pipe me. Ew. I came in cap. I didn't know he was your BD. I told him to chill. He said, you sweeter than some kiwi. I'm coming for heads, all you see me. This sweet life ain't on TV, yeah. I wish I could beat you the phone on 3D. Bet if I had caught you outside, it would be free me. Like Big Meat, you want smoke because you try to eat me. Only smoke you got out this vape. What's up with all this hate? No love for you, I hate fake. Shots are off and I could tell the way you shake it. You said I'm a clone like I copy and pasted. I'm too lit, I'm getting white girl wasted. Baby off them perks down bad. Crying on the gram, bitch out sad. Her man want me, now this to crash. Think you doing some cause you got a little bag. Go blow it then, bring that smoke again. You think that money makes you safe, I bet he'll again. Go blow it then, bring some smoke again. You think the money makes you safe, bet he'll again. Yeah, I bet I know some shit you ain't never known. Your best friend and your BD, they've been getting it on. And the sad part about it, you still go bring him home. And the funny thing about it, he'll be in my phone. It's just talking about Levon and everything. Probably like Fanta, you talk a lot on camera. You really asked that man, should I dye my hair like Bama? Girl, shut the hell up. Your pills, the pills got you higher, turns you to a liar. You must be TMZ, because don't make me call Lil Tyga. Oh, so this was before the Tyga references came out, I think. Or I think she references Tyga here, and then that's when Danielle goes, yeah, because you were pregnant or whatever. Been that better come correct. I'm the realest last time I checked. Trying to play innocent, can't tolerate no disrespect. Light the stove like what's the tea? Lied about some pregnancy. Oh my god. The line rhyme, like the duality of those two lines together is crazy work. In my family tree down bad, it's hard to see. Should have thought about trying to check B. FIFA, this don't get messy. Let's be the last time you step to me. You doing threes with your bestie. All right, listen, ha, bitch, talking about me having babies. They not watching. Babysitter having. Okay. Like, how's Talon your best friend? Baby daddy, I bet you didn't know that. Been a fan, you've been that. You can't outdo the doer, bitch. And Camilla, shut the fuck up. This is like, there's just nothing. It's just like, so. Like, hold on. I gotta do something. You can't see. Bitch is used in this song 24 times. You know, when it comes to you, blood, we step on these bitches, bigot, get real, B team. The things that you've lied about, love, you don't. Oh, this was like the, it was sampled with Red Rum by 21 Savage, which is, anyway. Okay, I'll get to my final thoughts now. Actually, Lil Tay has a ton of videos talking about her kind of. Remember, I brought up that there was like 11-year-old Lil Tay at the fight for whatever reason between Whoa Vicky and Bhad Bhabie. Good lord. Anyway, so when we were talking about this, I was bringing up that Lil Tay has a bunch of videos about her talking, kind of reflecting on this time. So, to what I've kind of pieced together over my recent Twitter doom scrolling sessions are the following things. 1, Lil Tay does not like any of them. Number 2, a thing that Lil Tay has particular issue with when it comes to both of these women is the appropriation of black culture. So, something we want to bring up in this too, which I guess you could take however you want at this point, honestly. Like, we're so deep that I don't even understand where opinion should lie in this whole thing anymore. But Lil Tay is like the woke one of the bunch, where like she'll actually be critical of like transphobic people and racist people, and has kind of grown into someone with a pretty strong set of moral convictions, despite, you know, her introduction to the internet, which was usually just like screaming racial slurs. So I think something to go into with that too, right, is like when I was talking about how I feel like Danielle was really taken advantage of in her formative years, in the sense of like trying to make her famous for her reactive nature as a teenager. Like Lil Tay, it's like even worse, right? Because Lil Tay like was 9 or 10 years old, plus, which is very, very young. And then there was like a scenario where apparently her father had like faked her death, and there was like a whole bunch of really, really terrifying things that happened to her. So she recounts a lot of these things, and there's a thread that she put out today along with these videos, which are linked in the doc. I think these are not linked though. Calling someone cracker while appropriating black culture and referring to black people as that, the irony is embarrassing. Walking around like a rejected background character from a conservative sitcom. Knowing damn well she ain't even on the guest list for the cookout, I hope her edges file for divorce, take them stiff braids out, bad BBL, out here looking like an expired IG filter. Y'all are making this about Alabama when it's not. I don't even know Alabama. Bad BBL came for me, so I'm going to keep coming for her too. I don't care. I don't bother anyone. I didn't deserve the Ram disrespect. Clocking this stream. Oh boy. I don't see any stream. Anyway, this is that. And when we get to my final thoughts, I think it's just a lot of for a drive for fame, notoriety, money, a legacy. And I think it's just really sad to reflect so deeply. But at the same time, it combines with this fascination. Well, with the Alabama drama, I think it's like this is all consenting adults in the circumstance, in the sense between Alabama and Danielle and Levon and Chief Keef and all these other people. It's just something that is really sad once you extend beyond the surface and think about the past that these people have had and what brought everyone here. So I don't know, it's like a weird thing between a mix between tee whatever drama, because it is kind of silly in retrospect, but then also to what effect it has on people's lives, and ultimately at the end of the day too, Danielle has a child. So anywho, that's going to conclude, and you can get to conclusion me.
But with that, let's conclude. To conclude, we talked about who the characters are, who the side characters are, everybody's involvement. Chief Keef's in here somehow. Talked about how the feud developed, my feelings on it, the way that's kind of just bad people doing bad things, being silly a lot of the time. Obviously being really nasty, so a lot of other stuff comes in. Thank you again to Parade for sponsoring this video. Links, source of ways to support the channel, all that kind of stuff down below. Thank you again to my current members and patrons. I love you dearly. And yeah, I hope y'all have an amazing day. Another video coming soon. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye.
If he cheating, I'm doing them worse. No, I hit the reverse. I ain't tripping the grip of my purse. I don't care because he did it first.